just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so very special. But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. And I want you to notice when I'm not around. You're so very special. I wish I was special.
All right.
But I'm
That was Creep by, I totally forgot who, but it's just a redo of the song. But anyway, let me talk about how you could get the best sound out of your speakers, because I was gonna sell these speakers and I decided to keep them because now I know what to use. You go with the optical. The optical will beat any RCA and any Bluetooth signal. The Bluetooth signal just sounds really compressed and it sounds like freaking trash, bro. Like, I mean, it was bad. It was just high pitched and boomy. When the guy demonstrated these speakers for me in the store, I fell in love with them because of the wood finish and like the top is like metal and it just feels well built and they're pretty sturdy, man. And I was like, all right, because I like looking at my speakers the same that I like listening to them. So anyway, I ended up bringing them home and they sounded like freaking trash, bro. And I was like, what the heck? And I even got a Win Pro Plus. And this guy is basically, it's Wi-Fi music streaming. And what that does is you're going to be able to get more bits through your speakers. So basically it's going to have a higher sound resolution. So although it says high resolution, audio resolution there, there's a problem when you do it with Bluetooth. And a lot of people won't tell you that. A lot of people in YouTube that test these speakers, by the way, these are the Audiophile, what are they? S2000s MK3. They're, I think, about 4 or 5 years old. They're not that cheap. But you could probably find them cheaper now. But they sounded great at the store. But when I brought them home, they were too high pitched and boomy. Even though that the signals and the knobs in the back were like dead center, all of them, it still sounded too high pitched and boomy. So I go, what the frick am I doing wrong? I got the whim where it's supposed to give it a good sound because it got more bits that you could transfer to the speakers, but it still sounded like trash. It was until I pulled out the optical. So I first tried out the Bluetooth, and then I went to the RCAs, and then the coaxial. I tried the coaxial. The coaxial actually is really close to the optical. on the way it sounds, its performance and all that, but the optical still takes it because you hear less noise, less hissing. The instrument separation is just way better. I mean, trumpets, vocals, drums, everything is just well separated. And it's so crazy because there's certain instruments that I'm able to hear that I couldn't hear in other devices, like my Bose earphones. I have Iowa earphones. I have all kinds of stuff, right? So, and I've owned Marantz, Sensui, B&W, BK, all these kinds of brands, Infinity, old school Infinities, speakers, and really good stuff, man. And at the end of the day, I was like just really surprised on how these two speakers sounded with just the optical. And here's the difference between the optical and the RCA. So RCAs basically have copper running through the wire. But the problem with copper is that, one, it overheats and you need a lot more copper to carry a better signal. Whereas fiber optic is basically made out of fibers that, think about it as like a size of a hair, but a bunch of them put together, that makes a string, right? That makes a wire. And it's a bunch of, it's really thin. It doesn't have to be like a thick cable, like RCAs, right? Like the thicker it gets, like the better signal you'll get. No, it doesn't have to be that, because the science behind it is way different. And even the United States government, that's what they use. They have a line. So I don't know if you guys know this. You could Google it. So the United States have a fiber optic line that reaches London, that goes through the bottom of the seabed and that reaches through London. Well, that is made out of optical cable. And why is it not made out of copper? It's because copper, midway into sending the signal back to like England or whatever side needs to be over there, like somewhere in Europe, if it was to be copper, you would have to charge it midway so the message could get through, right? You would have to have a compressor of some sort, or a compressor, or like a generator, so it could push the signal over. Whereas as far as like this, like optical, it's basically glass fiber, and you don't need to put that in the middle, and you don't need to worry about it heating up, because it doesn't really heat up. It doesn't heat up at all. It's a totally different mechanism. And I enjoy listening to it way more with the optical than with any other. But for example, if you guys don't have an optical source, you don't have to and if you have a coaxial, use the coaxial before you use any RCA. So I'm gonna show you right quick. So let me see. Bam. So I tried these first, that sucked, and then I tried the coaxial, and it was really good. It was really close to the optical, but the optical took the cake, because I'm hearing instruments and voices I couldn't before in other songs. It's astonishing. And remember, I told you it's made out of a bunch of like strings of like hair width. Look, you see, that's laser, that's information that's happening ASAP, and in such a way that you could find out, you could read the science behind it, but it's kind of complicated, it's kind of not, but you could definitely hear a difference on the spacious audio, the vocals. It sounds warm, rich, at high volumes. It doesn't bother you. Like, it sounds like with these speakers, it sounds like I have speakers in back of me. And that's one effect that I didn't get in the store when I was trying to purchase these items. And I go, that's what I like. These speakers ran me $550, and with that, I think it was like about 700 or so. Not cheap, but it's definitely audiophile quality. I've been in rooms where like each speaker costs $600,000, and that was the Wilson Alex, or I believe it was the Alex. So anyway, each speaker $600,000. No wires, no amp, no nothing. But the sound that I got out of the speakers was amazing. The sound separation, amazing. And I go, how can I duplicate that at a budget? So I traded my system, and I sold some things in order for me to get these guys. And I'm gonna tell you, I am happy. Even though I was gonna sell these guys, I go, I'm gonna keep them now, because my experience has totally changed after I tried the optical, so much that I'm never going back to Bluetooth or RCAs, because I tested it for hours and hours and hours, playing the same song, turning it up at a certain type of volume, seeing if, this thing sounded different. Well, I heard instruments that I've never heard before in my life in the same song that I've been hearing for the past 30 years. So that's one of the signs. But anyways, hope you guys like this video. And again, if you guys don't have an optical, go with the coaxial. But if you guys have an optical, use the optical. Like if your speakers have just RCAs, and just use the RCAs, whatever, right? But if you have the optical, use the optical. Then you would use the coaxial if you don't have the optical. So, but in case you just have the RCAs, just use the RCAs. But at the end of the day, there is a big difference. And whoever's telling you that there's not much of a difference, they're full of crap. They're full of shit. Because this will sound better to me. Oh, heck yeah. It sounds better than even doing it through the HDMI. Everybody claims that HDMI is like the truth, right? I go, nah, that's a load of crap, man. Freaking the optical will do it any freaking day of the week. I could freaking guarantee you that. But anyway, hopefully you guys find this video helpful. I hope blessings to you guys. And if you guys have any questions, just put them on the comments below. Peace.